Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and I want to talk about some gaming news that I'm actually pretty kind of excited for, a little bit hyped. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I might start doing these little news things that about things that I like and things that are going on. Maybe if this does pretty good. So and we are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So if you do like this, hit that subscribe button, please. Now, I want to talk about the top news thing that has really got me excited, and that is the fact that Resident Evil 4 is scoring really high among the other reviewers that have already got their hands on this and have already gotten through it. We're looking at the mid 90s for Resident Evil 4 Remake, and that is exceptional, seeing as both The Last of Us Remake and Dead Space Remake scored right around the 80s. This is pretty exciting for Resident Evil 4 to be hitting up in the 90s. Like I think it was like anywhere from like 91 to 94. That's pretty exciting. I love this game. I'll be checking it out Friday. I've already got it pre-ordered. We're gonna play through on the Xbox version. I might pick it up on the PC as well, but I think I'll just stick to the Xbox version on this one. I'll play through it. I'll do some Xbox Series X content, some Xbox Series S content. Let you guys know exactly how I'm feeling about that. Do like a first impressions video and some other stuff, but I'm pretty excited about that. Resident Evil 4 is a freaking banger. It was a banger when it first came out. It's still a banger now, apparently. That is pretty exciting. There's some more news about the Activision Xbox deal pertaining to the EU is actually pretty much, from what I've seen, what I can gather, they're pretty much like on board with it. You know, Microsoft signing some deals with Boosteroid and other third-party streaming services is making them feel okay. We're not so upset about it. Still sounds like Sony's a little bit upset about that, and that sucks, man. Like, I get it. I get the argument on both sides, man. Seeing as I have a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, I really do get the argument from the PlayStation guys being like, "Nah, man, it's gonna." But at the end of the day, man, Microsoft buying Activision, in my opinion, is a good thing. Like, I don't really have a problem with it. As long as you'll still be able to play your games over on the PlayStation, I don't see any problem with it. I don't really care about Sony's argument. I really don't. I watched them dang near cripple Nintendo when the PlayStation originally launched, you know, bringing down the prices of video games, pretty much making it really hard for Nintendo to compete, and then Sony just steamrolling forward, puts the Dreamcast out of business. I'm not going to shed a tear for PlayStation when it comes to that. That's kind of, you know, it's pretty much, it's nice to see another company with the money going against Sony and actually competing with them, because I feel up till PlayStation VR or PSVR 2, I really felt PlayStation was getting a very, very comfortable and just doing what they wanted to do. And that's sad. I want to see better competition. I want to see Sony really come back and really compete for that money. They raised the price of the games to $70. They said everything was quality. Let's see that quality, man. Like, it is nice. I do like the fact that there's two contrasting platforms out there. You got Xbox doing everything they can to make Xbox an affordable platform that has value, and that's crazy insane. That's exactly what we need in the game. There's so many games. You got to look at it this way. There's so many games coming out and so many different developers out there competing for your dollar, and it just makes it easier for them to drop their stuff on Game Pass, be able to get a paycheck, and be able to let people experience those games that they might not have even tried because of games like Call of Duty, because of games, you know, from these other AAA heavy hitting developers that keep putting out these games that are, in my opinion, getting very, very, very safe. Now, PlayStation, on the other hand, with their competing platform and how they're doing things, is shooting for that premium experience. And I would like to see more of that premium experience. I'm very blown away with PlayStation VR 2. I love this thing. I think it's incredible. I really hope that more people adopt it. And don't go into, if you are thinking about adopting PSVR 2, do not go into it thinking like, yeah, I'm going to get 4K. And no, temper your expectations, because neither one of these consoles are actual 4K consoles. They can do 4K, they can be pretty convincing for 4K, but when it comes to PSVR 2, think more along the lines of a 1440p experience, and I think you'll be all right. And that's for me what the PSVR 2 does visually, in the visuals. I'm satisfied with that. I'm satisfied with that. It's the experience that matters more. The immersion of being in Gran Turismo 7 is unquestionably the greatest experience that you're going to get in racing sim on VR right now to date. It's the best one I've played. And, for anybody that's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, dude, I was right there supporting Flight Simulator, and I feel like I feel like GT7 in PlayStation VR 2 is a pretty close match to what you can do on Flight Simulator. Like, it is pretty cool. If you're in Flight Simulator and you're in VR, it is unreal, the immersion that you can get out of these two games being in VR. Like, it is unreal, literally incredible just how good this experience is. Another thing on the news that I've seen that's kind of got me a little bit, excited is the fact that, like, a lot of these games that are coming out, a lot of them are starting to hit their hitting their stride, and we're starting to see more consistency with games dropping. We are still seeing the delays, but we are seeing more consistency with games being able to hit their dates. There is a possibility that we might be getting a Mortal Kombat 12 this year. Mortal Kombat 12. That there has got me fairly excited. I want to know more about it, but the fact that we might be getting another Mortal Kombat, and the fact that games are actually starting to hit their stride, means that might actually be a possibility. We just got an announcement that Ghostwire Tokyo is coming to Xbox with more content on April 12th. So next month you'll be able to jump into Ghostwire Tokyo. Great game. I really hope the Xbox community can jump in there, be able to play this game and really enjoy it. It was about 12, 13 hours of an experience, so definitely great for a Game Pass game to be able to get in there and play it. Not necessarily something that you have to own, but it is definitely a showcase game for like what next gen consoles can do, at least in terms of ray tracing. And when I played through Ghostwire Tokyo, I was like, wow, man, this game looks incredible. This is pretty cool, man. And so I think that a lot of people on Xbox are really going to enjoy this title. And yeah, dude, I'm excited for you guys. I played through this on the PC. I have it on PS5 as well. There was another thing. So I'm just kind of doing this impromptu, trying to, like, remember things that came to my mind. But then there was also the fact that actually, I don't remember now. What I was going to say. I was just thinking about it before the Ghostwire Tokyo thing. Game Pass doing really, really well right now, it appears. We're getting a lot of solid games on Game Pass. A lot of people, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, everybody was like, wow, this game is doing pretty good on Game Pass. A lot of players, a lot of people supporting it, a lot of people jumping in there. It seems that Koei Tecmo is very happy with the results that they're getting from Wolong Fallen Dynasty, and that is awesome when you hear things like that about publishers being excited and happy with the performance of their games on Game Pass. That really lets you know that like Game Pass is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. It is building a foundation for companies. It's taken a lot of stress off the developer's shoulders. It's given them a platform to get more things seen on their that they're putting out. They're being able to bring in more players, which is helping them which is helping them with being able to get, greater coverage for their games. There's also the fact that, with Game Pass, these companies, these publishers, developers, they're not really, it's getting more expensive to promote and, build these games and all of that stuff. So Xbox Game Pass, there was some other developers talking about how it's a lot easier for them to make money with these games going into Game Pass or being on Xbox, because Xbox kind of spotlights them. They say it's a lot harder on the PlayStation platform for their games to be seen unless they're willing to pay more money to PlayStation to have them put up front. And just things like that these developers are starting to come out and they're starting to say that if it wasn't for Game Pass, that a lot of this wouldn't be possible. And that's good. That's good to hear. A lot of these indie devs or AA devs that are just trying to get their game out, and they're trying to get, some sort of traction for these games, and that's great. I'm grateful that Xbox is helping bring these games to light so that more people will play them, so more people will try them. Now, you always hear the PlayStation fans out there always talking about how they don't want to play fodder or whatever. These games are still games that are playable, and that's the thing, man. Like I've played a lot more. I've played a lot more games, a lot more stuff since I've started this channel, and I like a lot of these titles. I like the way they try new things and they want to build, better they want to build better stuff. But I mean, if you don't got that sweet Call of Duty money to build out all of your PlayStation exclusives, that leaves a lot of these developers, man, they don't have that money, they don't have the funding, but the games they build are still worth playing, they're still worth taking a look at. um so yeah, that's just something that I'm glad that Xbox is shining the light on. I'm glad that we're making headway, with the whole Activision deal with the EU. I'm hoping the CMA and the FTC will approve this. Will approve this deal so that we can literally stop talking about it, because I'm so tired of hearing about it. Like I am. I'm over it. I don't really necessarily care either way, but I do think that it'll be better for gaming if Microsoft can get a hold of Activision and start putting those games on Game Pass day and date. I think that'll be good. I still believe that it's going to even the playing field across the line with Xbox and PlayStation, and I think that either way you go, I think you're going to have a good time playing games, and that's all that really matters. Some other stuff. Oh, and yeah, of course the console warriors are out there. Console warriors are out there using Resident Evil to beat each other over the head again. Even in my own internal testing of this game, like, yeah, the Xbox version is definitely looks better right out of the gate. I was noticing the checkerboard rendering on the PS5 version on 1440p monitor, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. That's something I haven't seen before. So that is a little weird. That is a little weird, but as it sits, man, it doesn't really matter. It's the game, the gameplay, getting in there, having fun with this game. Either way, you're still going to get the core Resident Evil 4 experience. So I would suggest that you pick it up on whatever platform. Enjoy the game. Don't worry about what Digital Foundry says. Just play the game. Just have fun. Don't worry about it. The performance sounds like it's there. The game looks fine. Even I thought on the PlayStation 5 version it looked okay. You can just see like the fizzle in the vegetation. So it doesn't affect like Leon or any of the other things. It looks fine. Just play it, just enjoy it, just be happy. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, man, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subs before April 11th, which would be the 2-year anniversary of Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'd really like to hit that goal, so if you like this content, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It definitely helps out the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.